Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Blackbird Podcast. Are you enjoying the weather? Don't you just love the Irish rain? Isn't it lovely? So many degrees of rain. That misty all day long shit. And that heavy all day long shit. I hope you're well. I do. Oh, I got a lovely cup of Barry's tea here now with a nice big dollop of honey. A dollop of honey? Spoon of honey. I've so many folks giving out about this slop. I don't know, do I do it subconsciously just to keep an eye on them or what? But I go back from the microphone. I don't care. It's lovely. Hot tea with a big spoon of honey in there. It's good for what ails you. So I hope you're all good. Y'all good? I was finally got to see the Wexford Archery Club. Went down there on Sunday again to Wexford. Fuck. I actually had because I like making those little videos you can stitch together later on, just a bit of the scenery when it gets bright at that hour of the morning. Because David, the brother, he's always driving. He doesn't care for my van, I suspect. He wants to drive his lovely car. It's probably the only time he gets to drive his car, because he's driving a van for work. And so we went back down to Wexford, and it's not too far away from Istana, where we were beforehand, the previous week or two. And it's a lovely, lovely kind of forest or woodland that they have that they use. It's on a private property, so it's perfect for them, you know. And it's kind of like a narrow band, and there's fucking slopes everywhere. It's very deceptive, because you have like all these angles. You're on a slope and you're facing, so you're leaning back, you're leaning forward, and then there's a slope from the right going down there, and then there's one from the left, so you're all over the shop. But it's interesting, it's fun. And yeah, it was good people, and we were lucky it didn't rain, because it was fucking epic rain prior to that. I think the Saturday, definitely. Yeah, it was, because I was working Saturday morning till I got washed away. But so that's where we went. Got to meet all the archery folks. Hello, all the archery folks. And my captain, Doc. And his Mrs. Fiona and Don. Don is a very interesting guy. He set up a whole bunch of fucking clubs in his time here, and he's now currently with Wexford Archery Club. He was shooting. What was he shooting? A trad bow or something? A recurve for fun, because he set up the course, or helped set up the course. So he's just shooting for fun, because it's not like he's going to score his efforts, and he's usually shooting a compound. They're all these compound lads are going into the fucking, and he knows the other one. 2 weeks ago he had one in Astana. They're all having a go off it, but I think did he say he started out in it, or because he shoots compound now? But lovely guy. Get good stories off him, like. Along with Doc and his wild garlic leaves, which were delicious. If you've no chungum, you're walking around the woods, it's good that someone has an eye for such things. It's very nice. Yummy. So I was also very happy to see that there was a lot of, what is this fucking category that I'm in? And if you haven't got it, folks, we're talking about field archery. I'm talking about field. But no, it's field archery. Yeah, it's back in full swing now. That was the second one this year, and it's the first time I got to the first two, which is good. Except I'm fumbling with every little thing. But now is the time to be fucking up before we get into the working end of things. But yeah, it was a good Wexford Archery Club. I like it. I'm looking forward to going there. I think someone was saying the field championships are there. Anyway, but yeah, I know what I'm saying now. Kind of took a turn there, but yeah, the Hunter recurve is the category I'm in. Adult male hunter recurve. You put in the small letters, but that's what I'm in. And there was a bunch there. It seems like, I don't know, was I at a shoot when there was that many there? I think there was about 8 or 9 there. And they're all fucking good. Fuckers are coming out of the woodwork now and getting all mouty and gobby. Oh, I'll beat them all. I couldn't even fucking shoot on something. Well, I shot but I scored okay. I mean, first time at that place, and I had a few issues. But of course, my bow had a fucking tantrum. I got a button and a glove recently. And the glove is working sweet, because the glove I had was a leather glove, and it's like, I suppose after a while, it's like there's a rim at the fingertips, so when you release, it felt like it was catching the string. It's like a double release that you don't want. And then my hand would react to it. So I'm like a fucking crab having an epileptic fit on the fucking line. And it got into my head, and I was thinking, what's that about? So I got a new glove. And it's not leather, it's that, I don't know what the fuck material it is, but it's sleek. And there is a bit of a rub on the fingers, but sure you get used to that. It's just, that's all that is. But it's slipping away nicely now. It's clean. So then the button was put on. But on Saturday, when I was going through my stuff for the next day, I realized that the button wasn't touching the arrow, which is not what you want. I didn't think it was what you'd want. So I messaged a few folks, and the legend, that is McSherry, rang me, and we had a good old chat. You know, I'm sure he knows now that I'm a clusterfuck. But he's like, is this guy going to learn a fucking thing about a thing? Because I'd be watching, there's a few people you watch who were like, this is how you do this kind of video. And I'll be watching them, and I'm not joking. It's like lately when I start reading the book, I'm fucking falling asleep. I'm like, Christ. Because by the time I get to watch them or to read something, I'm just fit for sleep. But I persist. I continue to try and work through this winter shit and get something fucking interesting and useful. But I got enough to know that I wasn't going to chance it myself, and I was willing to let someone else fuck it up as long as it wasn't me. So arrived on there Sunday after a long fucking drive. Actually, when I was watching back on the video snippets that I was going to stitch together and fire up with some music and whatnot, you could hear some of the talk with myself and the brother, and you could tell that my fucking mouth was still asleep. Talking like underwater or something. Because I keep saying to myself, don't talk too much, just shut the fuck up. But I can't help myself. Just gotta stay awake by talking. So we get there, and it's beautiful, lovely. The lay of the land is lovely as you go in the driveway. It's really pretty, and there's a gang there already. We were there pretty early, actually. What time did we say? Well, we weren't. About 9 we arrived. 9 a.m. And there was a gang there. So once we registered, got all that sorted, got a coffee. They put a nice little spread on all these little cakes and biscuits and all kinds of stuff. if you have a sweet tooth, you're going to love archery. When you go to the shoots, they usually have a spread on it. It's pretty cool. You get a bit porky if you don't get disciplined about it. But, so yeah, and then Mick Seri shows up, and I show him my bow, because my bow, you get a bow check before you register. So I had to put the bow together, and then I show it to Mick afterwards, and he's looking at it, and then this other gentleman whose name I don't think I even got now, to be fair, so it's not my fault this time, but a lovely guy. So there's the two of us there, and three of us there, and Mick is lining it up. He got these little guys, put them on, put the arrow on the string, and we got the button going. So that's good. But while he was doing that, he kept looking at my my arrow rest, which has been problematic, as you know, hence the super glue incident. What was it, the first competition I was on, I think, last year? That thing just popped right off. I was trying to put a fucking arrow on it. Tell you fucker. It might have happened 2 more times, and I should have done something about it, but it seemed to be holding, so I thought, fuck it, I should have done it, but I didn't. So Mick is looking at it, and he's like, why is it not moving? Because it's meant to be flexing in and out with the flight of the arrow. This thing, it was like, it's not moving at all. So he tried to loosen it, and then he realized that the magnet was gone. Then there was some nut or something that was also gone. So he tried to loosen it up enough that it wouldn't impede the flight of the arrow. So I went up to the practice target, and it was just not happening. So then they went at it again, but then the super glue was after coming away, probably with all the fucking around, and it was flip-flopping on the riser. So that was a problem. And I was kind of freaking out about that, because I was thinking, that's going to pop off, and I have nothing to replace it. So you could be shooting off the shelf, and then that could be fucking disastrous. You'd lose more arrows. And Owen was there putting his finishing touches to his bow, getting himself ready. And I was explaining to him, and he being the hero that he is, he just said, I have a spare, if you want a stick-on one that'll get you through the day. At least you can go shooting. And he goes, take it with you. Take this with you now. And if you have any problems, just put it on, it'll be fine. And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, put it on. I'm watching all these videos prior to this day where they're saying you got to tune the bow. Any change, it has to be tuned and retuned. And I'm looking at him, no. You put it on. He's more fucking, this guy's making bows, for fuck's sake. So he was like, I don't know, you might get through. So I just fucking ripped it off, because it was gonna go. And he was like, so decisions made. So he's standing there with the spare, and then I forgot that there was loads of fucking super glue on the goddamn bow, and I had to get the blade to get that off. So then, before I know it, so Owen is here. Now, bear in mind, all these folks, they're there to fucking, go shooting, do their own thing. And yet, Dopey here asks one person, and before I know it, there's Owen, there's Mick Seri, there's Phelan was there. Phelan was, he was holding the bow while I was trying to file off the glue. And all he was saying was watch the paint as if it was his bow. I was like, fuck the paint, just get the glue off so we can stick the new guy on. But there must have been about there was a good circle of people there, and they're all doing their best to help you out, which I thought was super, considering, I thought that everyone would be just focused on getting their head to where it needs to get to, so they can do a good round for themselves. But here all these lads are over here fucking doing their best to help me out, and I thought, that's awesome, that's fucking great. So thanks everybody, you're splendid. And alas, we got most of the glue off. Popped that guy on, and you could shoot straight away with that. Only problem was, now this will tell you how silly it is when you change one thing, it affects everything. Because of the size of it or whatever, compared to the previous one, because you knocked your arrow. And when you say knock your arrow, that's where your arrow goes into your string. So usually you'll have 2 little clasps, and the knock will go in between them, and then you'll draw the bow and let it fly. So now that's fucking changed because this guy's dropped down. So now I have to knock, because when I shot the first arrow with Scooby-Doo, it just went fucking barely got on the target. So now I have to knock the arrow under my knocking point, which was, I kept missing that in my head in the course of the day. And fuck, I lost an arrow, it should be said. That's 2 for 2 now. Fuck's sake. So once I knocked under my knocking, where it should go, it started to go okay, manageable. You can kind of work with it. It's just you gotta keep remembering it. So that was kind of cool, but fuck it, awesome for the help from all of those folks. So that was it. Then I went shooting for the day, and it kind of fucked up the day, but it's sped up the process. Mick gave me one of his old arrow rests. He said it's knackered, but he had the logo and the name of the brand and all that was on it. Because I was telling him when I go to the website, I don't know, is it for every novice or am I just that kind of stupid? But you look at all of these things, lovely, shiny, various sizes and prices, and I don't know what the fuck one is, the right one for me or whatever. So he said, just get this and you'll be grand. And then Owen had one as well. Owen was speaking about one that doesn't require a button. So and then I took a photo of Phelan's one, which I suspect is similar or the same as Mick's series one. So I'm ordering that because, as luck would have it, I have the final stage of the IMM International Mail-In Archery Competition this Sunday, and it's at the Galtee Archery Club, which is a skip over the way, and I don't have to be there till 2 o'clock, so I may get some rest. I'll have a lie-in on Sunday, first one in fucking I don't know how long. So that's why I need to get the bow kind of relatively. I mean, what's this one here now? This is the Samick. I may bring the Samick. I'll be bringing the Samick and my own bow over on Friday evening with the brother. I'm going to shoot off at the 20 and see if that's if it's okay, if it's if it's going where you want it to go, the arrows. And if they don't, I'll get the Samick going and try to get reacquainted with that, and hopefully I'll be able to kind of tune into that, and because that's a fucking dinger of a bow, and it's got everything it needs. I might actually just get back to shooting for kicks, so I'm kind of covered that way, but you need to know one way or the other which bow you're going to use. And I'm looking forward to that, but I'm not going fucking with my bow until maybe Tuesday after the IMM, because I'll have the following week. Then we have the following Saturday, I think we have the Irish National Indoor Championships down in Waterford Saturday, and then Sunday they've added what they call a flint round, which is, I'm not going to be doing that. I don't think I'm doing that. Yeah, I'm just going to focus on the 20 yard. It'd be interesting now to see how many hunters are going to be there. So you have two categories. You've shitloads of categories, but the two that I was kind of sitting in between would be the hunter, and then you have the bear bow. The bear bow people, what they tend to do is, the difference between these two now would be the bear bow guys, they have this thing where what they call string walking, where if they say, right, that's 20 yards, so they have their normal where they'll put their fingers for shooting an arrow, but they have it in such a way that it's all configured onto the distance from their knock down, and they say, right, if I go down here, that's 20 yards, so they shoot straight at the target, and the arrow is set up to do its traveling through the space correctly to get what they want. Whereas when I'm shooting, I don't have this string walking business. What I do is I'm thinking, I put my arrow on the X and then I'll drop it. It depends now how much I'll drop it on the distance. Like 20 yards could be maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet maybe. To be honest, it depends on how consistent I am. If I have my string 9 inches from my riser and I'm doing everything correctly for the first hour, usually you're full of beans and you've the energy, your bow handling is okay, your release is acceptable, then I'd say about 1.5 feet, and I'm good to go. And I'm getting my X or thereabouts. It's seldom these days. Fuck, since January now. Actually, it's after the first practice was super, and then the second one not so much, and the third one was a fucking nightmare. And off we go into the international competition like a fucking idiot, thinking, sure, fuck it, we could win this. No, gonna win nothing. So I'm gonna, if the bows, either one is good enough to just finish that competition, great. But it's too much fucking around now, and it'd be in your head, you know. So I'll just kind of skip on through that Sunday, and thereafter then I'll put my new arrow rest on the riser, and then I'll have to take off. I'll have to re-knock the string. And I got some twine there, because those the fucking metal kind of clasps, shit, they keep fucking moving. You know, they with the movement of the string and stuff. So Nixeri actually gave me a nice bit of this fucking twine. It's not twine, it's like thread or something. And once you have your arrow rest on, then you get this square. It clips onto your line, and that'll sit on the arrow rest, and then you can tape up exactly where you're going to be knocking your arrow, and then you'll tape that and then tape above it the weight of your knock, and then you'll put the thread on, and that's going to keep your arrow from moving up and down when you draw. So feeling good about doing that. It'll be the first time I've done it. Usually I just hand it to someone and say, can you do that for me please? But it's time now. The brother then is fucking flying it. He's starting to do all the things that one would do with their bow, in the fixing of them and tuning them and all of that. And he's fletching arrows and fucking putting, you can get all these fancy arrows you make up yourself. Himself now, Keith is another one at the club. He's got these cool Irish tricolours on his flights. It looks mad. So that's something else I'm going to get into now in the summertime probably. So yeah, it's all archery, folks, and it's all good. And the bows are going to be sorted soon. I'm actually delighted now that I have too many bows, because I have this guy, I have my Sage, which I can't shoot because it's too short for me, but I could probably get new limbs for that'll work for me. And then I have the new blue one, which has broken my fucking heart. But it's just, you know, things you should have known probably. It's the first, I got that as a present. I bought the Sage impulsively, and that's why that was a fuck up. But it's a lovely ornament. And the blue one I bought then when I was with the last year, for halfway through my first year maybe. But fuck it, to be asking you questions, I don't know. Sure. Or maybe. But it was good. I'm optimistic. I'm still optimistic. Even though I got the results for the Wexford shoot we did on Sunday. And that's when I saw that with so many in our group. And then I realised that I'm, on the results, I was last. And I'm not going to lie to you, I went fucking nuts when I saw that. I was like raging, saying, you fucking, you know the way you'd be like. I was just raging. And there's no excuses for it. But then I had to remind myself, this is the time to be shit. If you're going to, and you obviously are. But it's not true, because I actually got a good score. I was very happy with my score. I thought I did pretty okay. And it was just that initial, I don't know, is it pride or what? When I saw that, I fucking just went to a different vibration. I was chewing my teeth. But another day is this Sunday. Get to rectify that. Should be. I seen some fucking score results actually from the first round on the IMM, and some fucker in Germany, Jesus, he shot awesome. So it's good to know, though. That's why I like doing the IMM, because when you get the international people in your category that you wouldn't know about, those who do it, it gives you a good idea of like what's what for those who tend to do that. Because I know. It's like the brother keeps saying, it's the second year that we're in now. So we're very green. He says we're very green. I'm looking at him and he's shooting ahead like he's doing super. But I get bursts where I'm looking at it and I'm like, fuck, that was awesome. Well done you, you're pretty awesome. And then like you said, an hour later, what the fuck is this? This is pure shit. So it's just like bursts, and it's just basically keep at it, try to get more practice in, and once that, because there is a thing like being rusty, it's a hand and eye coordination thing, and you're dealing with an instrument that requires a lot of focus and attention. So gotta stop acting the fucking maggot and be awesome. It's hard sometimes, because like I said, you'd be there on a Sunday and you're wrecked, and it's kind of, I reckon maybe 3 or 4 or 5 of getting up on a Sunday and traveling. I'd say 3 or 4, maybe 5 into the year, you should be hitting your kind of rhythm. And at that stage, then you just look back at the first 3 or 4 and you're laughing at them. It's like it's an exercise in getting you to where you need to be. Especially when you don't have the luxury of shooting every day. That would be awesome. But look, it is what it is. We work with what we have, and there's no complaints really. It's just, I don't know why I went mental when I saw that result. It's like, I'll tell you now, I recorded a podcast 10 minutes after that. I was watching it, I go, I can't put that out. It's too fucking angry. And I was trying my best to highlight all the positives that came from Sunday, which were many, many. And I just burnt everything down in my head, because I was like petulant child having a tantrum. But I can laugh at it now. It was funny. So I'm looking forward to Sunday, and I'm looking forward to shooting the 2 bows Friday evening. And I got talking to someone actually there when I met him first last year at the Galtee Archery club shoot in the woods. This guy is a mad cunt. He's got these mad eyes, and you just think this guy's a killer, He's just fucking. Now I didn't know him then, but now every time I see him, I'll go out of my way, and you can have a good laugh at him. But he was showing me these fucking knives, custom made knives. He's big into knives. He's telling me he just got all the stuff you need to be like, what are those guys that hit metal with fire? One of them, anyway. He's going to start making his own, and he was showing me the start. He started one there, and I'm thinking, fuck, that's crafting it, like. It's gonna, I can't wait to see it. But the ones he got that were made for him are savage. It's like something out of fucking Lord of the Rings on steroids. They're mental. Because it's funny, actually, before I met him that Sunday, I think that Thursday or Friday on YouTube, or was it something, I was watching these guys who make these Japanese samurai swords. Fuck. And you can buy these online. You can order it online. Do you know what I mean? And these are serious weapons. Jesus Christ. The world's gone fucking mad. Going around with a fucking samurai sword. What the fuck? So, but he's fucking full of energy. I'd say he's very fucking productive. He's one of those mad genius kind of heads in him. So these are the kind of folks you meet. might get him on sometime. He might come around sometime for a chat. It'd be a good chat, especially if he brought some of those fucking knives. They're a work of art, honestly. A work of art. I think there was one there, it was like for a chef. You know, you had a long one and a short one. Like a pair. But they were savage. I mean, fucking, they'd be sharp as fuck. So yeah, I am optimistic. Still. And had some good chats to talk. Oh yeah, because when we put that arrow rest on, the first target, was it yeah, it was the first. Was it the first? I think it was the first target. And I was thinking nice one. It was a chunky target. Said, unlike the fucking last time we were out, it was like this fucking anorexic penguin. But now we got a proper chunky target. I'm like, at least I'll hit the target, because you get three shots. But the minute you hit the target, that's it. Wherever you hit it, that's your score, and you don't have to shoot after that. And my 3 arrows just went sailing away like fish out of a basket. Just flopped over there, far left of the target from where I was aiming. And I was like, son of a bitch, here we go. This is going to ruin the day. And Doc was up straight away with the pliers, and he goes, give me your bow. And he nicked the end of the bar that's on the arrow rest. He gave it a kink. And he was explaining, it's like he's seen this before, and he just had it down. He knew exactly what to do. So when I shot my second target, then I started hitting the target. I missed a bunch. I missed a whole bunch. But the ones I got, they sailed nicely after he kinking the bar. That's why I'm thinking it might be okay for the IMM. So thanks for that, Doc. Freaking genius to even be aware of it. Like, some people would be like, oh, well, hard luck, and they'd keep moving. But Doc was like, I know what's wrong and I'm going to fix it. End of. Action. So when you're around all those kind of people, it's you can't help but be positive and, you know, laugh at yourself until you get results days later and you're fucking grinding your teeth. But speaking of optimism, I saw this interesting experiment. I think now it might, was it a government thing? I think it was. In America, they got these people who like measure the crime rate and I suppose all natures of all calls that the cops would get, like domestic abuse incidents and stuff like that. So they picked, is it the top 3 cities that had the highest? And for kicks, because they were kicking around these ideas, they'd relocate, is it, how many per city? Per city now, big cities, maybe 20 people. I might be wrong. It might be just 1 or 2. But you know these fuckers that, I mean, they're naturally optimistic and they're naturally positive, and they be fucking doing yoga and all this jazz, and they be, what's the word, meditating, and they're super positive. So this is what they were going to do. They'd relocate these folks to live here for a year, and then they'd measure it again, and then they'd let them there another year just to be sure, and they'd measure it again, and then they'd remove them for a year and measure it again, or was it every 2 years or whatever. And what they found was they did it in such a way that it's non-coincidental. It's like, this is the results, and that's just the way it is. But when they put these positive people in this city, now they're not interacting with the entire city. It's just their presence and their natural behavior affects, they believe, the behavior of the whole city. When they're that raw, that natural, pro-positive kind of thing, they maintain that through their observations that these people affected the entire occupants of the city. Their positivity, or at least their aggression, was tamed. Can you believe that? I thought that was fascinating. I'm getting back into the swing of these things now with the the experiments people be doing. Like I was telling Tom actually about the monkeys on an island in Japan, and I got it all fucking wrong. Well, I didn't get it wrong, but there was a part of that where, see, they got these monkeys, and the folks went in and showed the monkeys how to wash a potato. That's one part. I had potatoes coming out of a helicopter or something. I was drinking. It was Halloween. But anyway, so they had these monkeys on an island. We'll say Island A and Island B. And only in Island A, I believe, they showed the monkeys how to wash these potatoes and they could eat them. And then they'd have the potatoes dropped in or whatever. So I think they showed something like 10 monkeys. We'll say there's 100 monkeys on each island. Or is it? There's at least 100. Could be more. And they fuck off. And they just, regularly drop in the potatoes. And the monkeys, they're cleaning their potatoes and they're eating them. And they're happy out. And in time then all the other monkeys, monkey see, monkey do, on Island A, are learning this, how to clean your potato thing and eat it. Meanwhile, over on Island B, none of this is happening. They're just eating them willy-nilly. Filthy out animals. And then here was the kicker that I forgot to mention to Tom and Dion that evening. When 100 monkeys on Island A were washing and eating their potatoes, they'd wash them before they'd eat them. When it got to 100 monkeys, we'll say on a Monday, 100 monkeys was the number that started washing it. And they all went to sleep. And on Tuesday, every monkey on Island B was doing it. Whereas on Monday, no monkey on Island B was doing it. Isn't that fucking awesome? They maintain it's like when they all slept, there was like a shared knowledge. And it kind of kicks back to this whole thing about the positive yogi going over to the city and affecting the collective consciousness of the population in its immediate environment. There's a lot to be that blows. Even now, saying this out loud, I'm thinking, whoa, that's awesome. Because it goes back to the trees in a forest. And the way they commute, I mean, they can register scientifically when you get real scientists who aren't politically affiliated, who do their real fucking work. They can show you what everything they've done, and they can prove to you that there's communication going on and that there's assistance going on from the collective to maybe the ones who are lagging a bit, who aren't getting the light or the food or whatever. And it just goes to show that we're living in a fucking world we know nothing about. Yet they know everything that's going on fucking, I don't know what shit they'll be watching these days, but you know what I mean? They know more about their TV show characters than the fucking real world. So if you think about what the trees are doing and what the monkeys are doing and extrapolate that onto the human level, which is going on with the yogis, you're an alien for sure, because you haven't a clue what's going on around you. And it's quite the eye-opener. And there was another one then about, the tree huggers, they call them. Now, I've only skipped through this, so I'm not too sure. But look, this stuff blows my mind, so I thought I'd share it with you in case you never heard of it, or maybe you have the correct version of it, because sometimes, as you know, my memory is shot to shit. So by the time I get in here and I'm like, guess what I heard today? You'd be like, that's not right. And you can correct me, please. But the tree thing, because of the roots are so deep in the tree into the earth, and the earth in itself is like an energy thing. It's full of energy. So if you were to go barefoot to the tree and just wrap your arm, tree hugger, I suppose. So you go hug a tree for that 10-20 minutes. On some level, you're absorbing energy from the tree. And this is another thing, apparently. Now, this is one I'm definitely going looking into, because when I read these things or watch these things, it blows my fucking mind. It really does. It's like there's magic everywhere. If you just fucking go find it and try to fucking just see the beauty of it, Energy. It's all to do energy and frequency. And that would explain when I saw the results of the fucking Sunday shoot. My God, I short-circuited because I just couldn't communicate to myself that, you simply weren't prepared. There was 101 reasons, and I probably know them all off by heart. But at the end of the day, it's like, in your head, you're setting goals for yourself. I gotta be here. I gotta be at this standard. I gotta be able to do this. But in reality, your body is lagging behind. And it's like, fuck you. It's Sunday, you fuck. I'm doing nothing today. And the hours just go shoo, shoo. Missing everything. Actually, there was a cool, there was a blackbird, a crow, for Keith. But I call it, it's a bird and it's black. A blackbird 3D target, which I missed. I think on some level, I just couldn't be shooting it, you know what I mean? But Doc, straight away, was like, get down and take a photo. It'll be great for the Blackbird. So it's on Facebook. Oh, there's a Facebook page, by the way, if you want to see all this kind of stuff, like the videos from the shoots and stuff. So I'm happy now I came in and did this again, even though it's a little late. But I just can't be putting up stuff that's negative. There's enough of that around, isn't there? Fuck that. Fuck this. But check out the monkeys on the island in Japan. And I tell you, it makes you feel good when you hear and see these things. And it's like, no, you're not crazy if you believe it. It's a fact. There's loads of fucking trials and stuff. But who's the mad cunt who thought, you know what, we should try? Who's this person like? It's like a bunch of stoners in a room and you just go and say, pop quiz. What were you thinking? I was thinking maybe trees are like batteries. We should do an experiment. Those are the guys you want to talk with. They fucking blow your mind. I love people who just think so outside the fucking box that they'll come up with, we should do for an experiment. We should get some monkeys, okay? Put them on an island, get some potatoes. So that was that, and this is this. I'm happy to say that I will be shooting on Sunday. I don't know which bow yet, but I'm sure I'll be annoying you all about it. And after the Nationals, though, I'm definitely having a drink. I'm fucking getting a bottle of whiskey and a pack of cans. And I'm going to have some heads in here, and we're going to talk shit, and you're going to enjoy it. Because I'll be telling them all about those experiments. And they won't be exactly remembered correctly. So you should have a giggle. So until then, folks, check out the monkeys. And check out the yogis in the city. And the tree hugging. And find some magic and enjoy it. Oh yeah, I must go painting. So ciao. See you again. Bye now.